Imagine stepping outside on a perfectly clear summer night. The air is warm, stars are just brilliant pinpricks of light, and then, boom, a streak of light blazes across the sky, gone in an instant. A shooting star.
Yeah.
It's breathtaking, isn't it? But what if I told you that some of these celestial fireworks are, well, much more than just random events? They're part of this ancient, ongoing cosmic show, like a river of light flowing through our solar system.
It's true. And, while many people just enjoy that fleeting moment, there's this incredible structured story behind it.
Yeah.
It's fascinating because it connects to something really magnificent, much bigger than just one flash.
Absolutely. And that's precisely what we're diving into today. Our mission here is to unpack the incredible story of the Perseids meteor shower.
Hmm.
We're not just going to cover, the science, but also their origins, how you can best experience them, and their surprisingly rich journey through history, culture, even pop entertainment.
Yeah, it's a lot to cover.
Think of this as your shortcut to really understanding this annual cosmic display. We're distilling the most captivating facts and untold stories from its extensive Wikipedia entry, bringing you the essential insights you might miss just reading it yourself.
It's a perfect example of how science, history, and just human stories, they all intertwine in really unexpected ways.
So let's get into the science first. Fundamentally, what exactly are the Perseids?
Okay, so at their core, the Perseids are what we call a prolific meteor shower. That just means you see a lot of them.
Right.
And they have a direct, undeniable link to a specific object, the comet Swift-Tuttle.
Ah, the comet connection.
Exactly. It means what we're seeing isn't just random space dust. It's like the leftovers from this very specific comet's journey.
And the name Perseids, it sounds specific. Where does that come from? Does it tell us where to look?
Good question. They're called the Perseids because the meteors appear to shoot out from the general direction of the constellation Perseus. That apparent origin point is what astronomers call the radiant. Though, to be precise, the Perseids radiant actually borders on Cassiopeia and Camelopardalis as well.
Interesting.
And yeah, beyond the astronomy, there's a mythological origin too. It comes from the Greek Perseids, meaning the sons of Perseus in mythology.
So it's all about this comet then, Swift-Tuttle. Tell us more about it and this Perseid cloud you mentioned.
Right, the parent body, Comet Swift-Tuttle, is pretty remarkable. It has this really long 133-year orbital period.
133 years.
Yeah, and as it travels through space, it ejects this continuous stream of debris, basically tiny dust particles, little fragments, and that is the Perseid cloud.
And these particles have been out there for a while.
Oh yeah, most of them have been part of this cloud for around 1,000 years, just orbiting, waiting for Earth to pass through.
1,000 years. That's kind of mind-blowing for tiny dust bits. Has the comet added anything more recently?
Yes, actually. What's really interesting is there's also this relatively young filament of dust that got pulled off the comet back in 1865.
Oh.
And this newer stuff can sometimes cause an early mini-peak of activity, often the day before the main shower maximum.
So how big is this whole cloud, this trail we pass through?
It's huge. I mean, the dimensions near Earth are estimated to be about 0.1 astronomical units across.
0.1 AU, that's like, what, 15 million kilometers wide?
Pretty much, yeah. And it stretches about 0.8 AU along Earth's orbit. It gets spread out over time by, Earth's gravity pulling on it each year.
Wow, that scale. It's hard to even picture. An immense ribbon of dust. So when these tiny fragments hit our atmosphere, what happens? How fast are they going?
Incredibly fast. These meteoroids enter Earth's atmosphere at about 58.8 kilometers per second.
Parsec.
Yeah, way faster than a bullet. And what happens is most of them just burn up really high in the atmosphere, typically above 80 kilometers, so about 50 miles up.
And that burning up is what we see as the streak of light.
Exactly. The rapid combustion, the air around them getting superheated, that's the visual effect.
And sometimes they're more than just a quick flash, right?
Oh, absolutely. They can produce these long, bright trails sometimes, which are just beautiful. And occasionally you might even spot fireballs.
Fireballs.
Yeah, particularly the ones you see earlier in the night, sort of before midnight. They can be grazing the atmosphere at a shallower angle. Those are the really memorable ones, the ones that make you gasp.
Okay, so knowing all that amazing science, the comet, the dust, the incredible speed, it makes you want to see them even more. How can you, our listener, best catch this show? When and where?
Right. So the shower is generally visible from mid-July through late August each year.
Okay, a pretty wide window.
Yeah, but you want the best show, the most intense activity. That usually happens between August 9th and 14th. The exact peak date can vary a bit depending on where Earth is in the stream that year. Like in 2023, the peak was August 13th.
And wasn't there something special about 2023? Some ancient dust.
Yes, there was.
Yeah.
An intriguing possibility that Earth might have crossed a dust trail that Comet Swift-Tuttle released way back in 69 BCE.
69 BCE. Seriously.
Seriously. Around August 14th, 2023, there was a chance this ancient trail could create an extra burst of meteors, a little bonus from the deep past.
Wow. So during the peak, you might see 60 or more meteors an hour. But I've heard the term zenithal hourly rate, or ZHR, thrown around. What's that about?
Good question. The ZHR, zenithal hourly rate, it's basically a standardized measure. It helps astronomers compare shower intensity. It estimates how many meteors you would see per hour if the radiant was directly overhead and the sky was perfectly dark. Ideal conditions, you know.
Right, the theoretical maximum. What do those rates look like for the Perseids?
They vary quite a bit, actually. Peaks over 100 ZHR are pretty common, but sometimes they get much higher, like over 200 in 2004, 1994, and that 1993 was apparently huge, maybe 200 to 500.
Whoa.
More recently, we saw peaks around 150 in 2021 and 2016, so it fluctuates.
So even if the ZHR is high, that doesn't guarantee you'll see that many, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else affects the view?
That's a crucial point. The biggest spoiler is often the moon.
Ah, light pollution from the moon.
Exactly. Like in 2009, the estimated ZHR was really high, like 173, but there was a bright gibbous moon, and it just washed out all the fainter meteors. You only saw the really bright ones. A dark sky makes a huge difference.
Okay, dark sky, noted. Any other tips for optimizing the viewing experience?
Well, first, geography matters. Because the radiant is in Perseus, which is a northern constellation, the Perseids are really a northern hemisphere show.
So tough luck for listeners down south for this one.
Pretty much, yeah. But there are other great southern showers. Second, the best time of night is usually the pre-dawn hours, say after midnight towards dawn.
Why's that?
It's because that's when your side of the Earth is rotating into the meteoroid stream, sort of like running into rain. You scoop up more meteors.
Makes sense, like the front windshield of a car getting wetter than the back.
Kind of like that, yeah. Lots of meteors actually arrive during daylight, but obviously we can't see them then.
Yeah.
So pre-dawn is your best bet.
Got it. So it's not just a modern scientific thing. These showers have this really rich history woven into culture. Let's explore that a bit. I've definitely heard them called the Tears of St. Lawrence.
Yes, that's a really well-known piece of folklore, linking the Perseids to Christian tradition. Some Catholics do call them the Tears of St. Lawrence.
And that's tied to a specific date.
It is August 10th, which is the date St. Lawrence was martyred back in 258 A.D. The legend says the shooting stars are sparks flying from his martyrdom. He was supposedly burned alive on a gridiron.
Wow. Vivid imagery.
It even goes further. There's folklore about cooled embers called the coal of St. Lawrence that are believed to appear on the ground under plants around August 9th or 10th.
That's fascinating. And this Christian story, it seems it might have replaced even older beliefs, right? Something Roman.
Exactly. It's a great example of what scholars call Christianization, layering Christian meaning onto older pagan traditions or festivals.
So what was the Roman connection?
Well, it seems there was a connection partly through sound. The Latin name Laurentius sounds a bit like Acca Laurentia, who was a Roman goddess celebrated in summer, kind of a fertility figure.
Okay.
And this led to a, well, surprisingly sensual interpretation among some Romans. The Perseid trails were sometimes seen as representing the benevolent reign of Priapus's seed.
Priapus's seed, that's quite different from a saint's tears.
Right. Priapus was a fertility god, and his cosmogonic phallus was seen as a life giver, blessing the fields. This was a time when phallic processions and other sexual rites related to fertility were more common.
So the Perseids were seen as cosmic fertility.
In a way, yeah.
So.
Then Christianity came along with, very different views on sexuality and generativity and replaced that very earthy sexual meaning with the story of martyrdom. It's a remarkable cultural shift in interpreting the same sky event.
Absolutely amazing shift. Now, beyond folklore, the Perseids also marked some early steps in the science of meteors, didn't they? Moving towards observation.
They certainly did. Adolphe Quetelet, back in 1836, made a key observation. He wrote, I think I noticed also a greater frequency of these meteors in the month of August, from 8 to 15.
So he noticed the timing.
Yes, and he even predicted a peak around August 10th. Other astronomers confirmed it the next year. That was a huge step, recognizing it wasn't just random flashes, but a predictable annual thing.
And then came the big connection, the aha moment.
That was Giovanni Schiaparelli, the Italian astronomer, in 1866. He made the crucial breakthrough, linking meteor showers directly to comets.
How did he figure that out?
It came after Comet Swift-Tuttle. The Perseids' parent comet had passed perihelion, its closest point to the Sun, in 1862. Schiaparelli calculated its orbit and realized it matched the orbit of the Perseid meteoroids. He discussed it in letters with Angelo Secchi. That was the game changer, connecting these streaks of light to specific objects way out in space.
Really pulling it out of pure mystery and into, well, astrophysics. And fast forward to more modern times, the Perseids have even shown up in popular culture, which is always fun to see.
It really shows how these natural spectacles kind of seep into our collective consciousness, inspiring artists and writers.
Like in books?
Yep. Thomas Pynchon's novel from 2006, Against the Day. There's a scene where characters pause to watch the Perseid meteor shower. Just a small moment, but it roots the story in this shared cosmic experience.
And even for kids, right? In a very cute way.
Oh, yeah. The Curious George TV show. There's an episode where George and his friends think the Perseids are actually creatures that look like purses.
Ah, purses.
That's adorable.
It's a charming little misunderstanding, very relatable for kids trying to figure out the world.
And there's that classic song lyric that always makes me think of meteor showers.
Ah, you must mean John Denver's Rocky Mountain High.
Exactly. I've seen it raining fire in the sky.
That's definitely a reference to meteor showers like the Perseids. Just captures that awe perfectly, doesn't it? Shows how it becomes part of our cultural vocabulary for wonder.
What an incredible journey we've taken then. Seriously, from comet dust speeding through space.
Yeah, at nearly 60 kilometers a second. To ancient myths about fertility gods and saints' tears, key scientific discoveries.
And then showing up in Pynchon, Curious George, John Denver. It's quite a range.
It really is a profound illustration, isn't it? How a seemingly simple event in the sky connects astronomy, history, human imagination, everything.
It absolutely underscores how our understanding of the universe shapes our culture, and how our culture in turn frames how we see the universe.
So for you, our listener, what does this all mean? Maybe next time you look up at the night sky, you'll consider how many other wonders up there aren't just science. There are also these powerful threads woven into this huge, rich tapestry of human stories, beliefs, discoveries.
Yeah, perhaps it encouraged you to look a bit deeper. The sky is just full of stories waiting to be uncovered. What other connections might you find hidden in the stars above, connections we haven't even touched on today?